October 12, 1944. The iron gates of Camp Huntsville, Texas grind open under a pale morning sun. Sergeant Thomas Miller, British Army liaison assigned to the U.S. Prisoner of War Command, stands beside the gravel road with his hands locked behind his back. He expects noise. He expects defiance. He expects German men, hard faces, stiff backs, eyes trained to hate. Instead, the truck that rolls in carries women. The canvas flaps snap in the wind as they are pulled back. 43 of them. Gray uniforms cut tight at the waist. Field caps pulled low. Boots dusty from weeks of transport across a defeated Europe. Members of the German Wehrmacht Auxiliary Services, radio operators, clerks, anti-aircraft assistants captured during the Allied advance after Normandy. For a moment, no one speaks. American guards shift uneasily. One private lets out a low whistle, then stops himself. These women do not look frightened. They sit straight, chins lifted, eyes forward. Discipline drilled into them since girlhood. Miller notices one of them immediately. Unterhelferin Anna Vogel, 23 years old, from Hamburg. Her brown hair is braided tight under her cap. Her expression is controlled, almost calm, but her hands betray her. Her fingers press together, then separate, again and again. A nervous habit she has not broken since the bombings began. She steps down from the truck when ordered. Boots hit Texas dirt for the first time. The air smells wrong, dry, open, unfamiliar. No smoke, no ruins, no sirens. A British officer beside Miller mutters, half under his breath, "Well, this is new." The women are lined up, names taken, numbers assigned. English commands bark slowly, clearly. Some understand, some pretend not to. Anna understands enough. She keeps her eyes forward. They are marched through rows of wooden barracks. American flags hang slack in the heat. Barbed wire glitters in wide arcs, clean and intact. This place has never known shells. Inside the processing hut, the first shock comes, not interrogation, not shouting, but tea. A U.S. Red Cross volunteer sets down dented metal cups, steam rising. Real tea, dark, strong. Anna lifts the cup cautiously. The smell alone disorients her. She takes a sip. Across the room, Miller hears a quiet, involuntary murmur from one of the German women, spoken in accented English learned from old records and forbidden films. This tea is proper strong. A few British guards chuckle before catching themselves. Anna does not smile, but something inside her shifts. This is not what Berlin promised, not what the radio said would happen if they were taken alive. As the women are escorted toward their assigned barracks, Miller watches Anna closely. He has seen prisoners before, men broken by hunger or hate. These women are different. They walk into captivity not screaming, not weeping, but watching. Anna glances once over her shoulder, eyes meeting Miller's for half a second. There is no gratitude there, no fear, only calculation. And in that brief look, Miller understands something unsettling. This camp is about to test everyone inside it. The barracks assigned to the women sit at the far edge of Camp Huntsville, separated from the male compounds by 2 fences and a strip of hard-packed earth. The Americans call it precaution. The British call it common sense. The Germans understand it as isolation. Anna Vogel takes the bunk closest to the wall. Bare wood, thin mattress, one blanket. The room smells of fresh pine and disinfectant, clean in a way that feels unreal. She runs her palm across the plank beside her pillow, half expecting splinters. There are none. Across from her, Lotweiss, a former signals clerk from Cologne, exhales slowly. "So this is enemy cruelty," she mutters in German. Wooden floors. Anna does not answer. Humor feels dangerous. In her experience, comfort is often a prelude. That afternoon, they are marched to their first inspection. A medical officer checks hands, eyes, teeth. No shouting, no blows. When one woman flinches, the officer pauses, lowers his voice, and waits. Anna watches everything. At the far end of the yard, Sergeant Miller stands with a clipboard. He has been ordered to observe, not interfere. The presence of female POWs has reached London, and every decision here may end up in a report read by men who have never smelled cordite or slept under bombardment. When the inspection ends, Miller is approached by Captain Reynolds of the U.S. Army. Orders are to put them to work, Reynolds says. Kitchen duty, laundry, same as the men. Miller hesitates. They were clerks and operators, he replies. Some barely trained. Reynolds shrugs. They wear the uniform. The next morning, Anna is handed a broom. The mess hall is loud American voices, metal trays, laughter too casual for wartime. The German women scrub floors under watch. Some stare back defiantly. Others keep their heads down. Anna works in silence. The motion steadies her breathing. Sweep, turn, sweep again. At one of the tables, British guards sit drinking tea. One of them, young, red-haired, looks at the women, then at his cup. My mum would say this is all upside down, he says. Miller overhears it. He doesn't correct him. Later that day, something small but dangerous happens. Lot drops a plate. It shatters, echoing like a gunshot. Every German woman freezes. Anna's muscles tighten, expecting the inevitable. But it doesn't come. The American guard only sighs. Careful, he says. Nothing more. That night, in the barracks, the women whisper. Confusion spreads faster than fear. This isn't right, someone says. They're pretending. Another answers. To weaken us. Anna sits on her bunk, staring at the single bulb hanging from the ceiling. Her training tells her kindness is a tactic. Her instincts agree. But a quieter thought intrudes, one she pushes away with effort. What if this is real? 3 days later, the camp commander issues a notice. The women will be allowed limited interaction with British personnel assigned to oversight duties, language clarification, work coordination, nothing more. When Miller reads the list, he stops. Anna Vogel's name is at the top. He folds the paper slowly, aware that the careful distance keeping everyone safe has just narrowed, and neither of them knows what crossing it will cost. The first conversation happens by accident. Anna is assigned to the camp supply office, chosen not for trust but for her English. She stands at a wooden desk sorting ration slips when Sergeant Miller enters, hat tucked under his arm. The room smells of ink and dust. Outside, cicadas buzz in the heat. He clears his throat. You're Vogel. Anna looks up. She does not salute. POWs are not required to. Yes, she answers carefully. Miller gestures to the papers. These counts are off. The numbers for dry tea and sugar. She scans the sheet. He is right. One line is short, another doubled. A simple clerical error, something she once fixed 100 times. A day in Berlin offices before the bombs. You issued yesterday's numbers twice, she says. Here. She marks it cleanly, efficient, precise. Miller watches her hands. Steady, confident. Not the hands of someone defeated. Thank you, he says. There is a pause. Neither moves. You speak English well, he adds. Neutral tone, like an observation about weather. My father ran a shipping firm. Anna replies. Before everything. The word hangs between them. From that day on, she becomes the unofficial bridge called when instructions fail, when misunderstandings threaten discipline. Miller keeps his distance, but proximity becomes unavoidable. They speak of work, only work, until the radio arrives. It is brought in one evening for inventory, an old Telefunken receiver, confiscated months earlier and forgotten. Anna recognizes it instantly. Her pulse spikes before she can stop it. Miller notices. You know this equipment, he says. She hesitates. The truth feels like a trap. I operated similar sets, she answers. Training only. The radio was dead. Wires cut. Still, the shape of it awakens something restless in her chest. Habit. Purpose. That night, whispers move through the women's barracks like wind through grass. The war is going badly. Paris is free. The Reich is retreating. No one knows what to believe. Anna lies awake, staring at the ceiling. 2 nights later, an alarm cuts through the camp. Not air raid, internal disturbance. Searchlights snap on. Boots pound dirt. The women are ordered outside. Barracks searched. Mattresses flipped. Footlockers emptied. Miller arrives late, face tight. A forbidden item has been found in the women's compound. A hand-drawn map of the camp perimeter. The commander demands answers. The American guards look shaken. Someone mutters the word sabotage. Anna watches as suspicion turns, slowly, toward her. She had corrected records, moved freely, spoken English, worked near supplies. Miller meets her eyes across the yard. For the first time, his professionalism cracks. There is doubt there, and something worse, betrayal, even though nothing has been proven. I did not draw it, Anna says when questioned. Calm, firm. They search her bunk, her pockets, her shoes. Nothing, but the damage is done. The women are locked down. Work privileges suspended, interaction revoked. That night, Miller stands alone near the fence, staring at the dark outline of the women's barracks. He understands now how quickly fear can overwrite reason. Inside, Anna sits on her bunk, hands clenched, listening to guards pace outside. Somewhere in this camp, someone is planning something, and tomorrow, innocence may no longer matter. Morning comes hard after the lockdown. No work details, no mess hall chatter. Breakfast is delivered in silence: bread, powdered eggs, black coffee without sugar. The guards' eyes linger longer now. Trust, once cracked, does not mend overnight. Anna eats slowly, aware of every movement. Around her, the women speak in low voices. Some are angry, some afraid. A few are reckless. Lot leans in close. They think it was you. Anna does not deny it. Denial invites argument. They are wrong, she says instead. Outside, Sergeant Miller reads the incident report twice. The map is crude but accurate: fence distances, guard towers, blind angles. Not drawn by a professional, but by someone observant, someone patient, someone with time. At noon, a decision is made. Select interviews. Quiet. One by one. Anna is called third. The room is small, hot. An American captain sits behind a desk. Miller stands off to the side, arms crossed. Official. Distant. Who had access to paper? The captain asks. Many of us, Anna replies. Who understands maps? Anyone who wishes to escape, she says evenly. The captain narrows his eyes. Do you wish to escape? Anna looks at him directly. I wish for the war to end. Silence. The captain exhales. That'll be all. Outside, Miller walks her back himself, boots crunching on gravel. Regulations say he shouldn't. Today, no one stops him. You know how this looks, he says finally. Yes, if they believe you're organizing something. I am not, she interrupts, then catches herself. I was trained to follow orders. I am very good at that. Miller studies her face. He wants to believe her. He also knows belief has consequences. That afternoon, the culprit is found. A 17-year-old auxiliary named Greta Hoffman breaks under pressure. The map was meant as a fantasy, not a plan. A way to measure distance, to imagine motion. She is punished lightly: extra duties, confinement. The lockdown eases, but something has shifted. The guards are tenser, the women quieter. The fragile calm has a hairline fracture running through it. That evening, Anna is assigned again to the supply office. A mistake or a test. She works alone until dusk, the windows glowing orange. When Miller enters, she stiffens, waiting for accusation. Instead, he sets down a 10. Tea, he says. Proper strong. For the first time, Anna smiles. Just barely. Outside, thunder rolls across the Texas sky. And in that distant sound, both of them hear a reminder. This war is not finished yet. The storm breaks just after midnight. Rain hammers the tin roofs of Camp Huntsville, loud enough to drown out distant thunder. The yard floods in shallow sheets. Searchlights blur into pale halos through the downpour. Guards pull their coats tighter and curse the weather. Inside the women's barracks, sleep comes in fragments. Anna lies awake, listening. Rain on metal, wine through wire. The sound pulls her back to Hamburg night sirens. Fire, the constant waiting for impact. Her breath slows only when she forces it to. Then she hears something wrong. Not rain. A sharp metallic click, brief but deliberate, from beyond the outer fence. Anna sits up. Across the room, Lot stirs. Did you hear? A whistle cuts through the storm. Short. American. An alarm signal. Boots run. Orders shout. Floodlights snap on one by one. White beams tearing through rain and darkness. Everyone outside. A guard yells. The women spill from the barracks into mud and cold water. Uniforms soaking within seconds. Anna's hair comes loose from its braid, rain plastering it to her face. She scans the fence line instinctively. One section near the vehicle gate flickers, then goes dark. A power outage, or something worse. From the guard tower, a .50 caliber machine gun swivels, tracking shadows. Fingers hover over triggers. One bad decision here could turn panic into bloodshed. Sergeant Miller runs toward the women's line, shouting to hold position. His eyes move fast, calculating angles, distances, risk. A voice cracks through the chaos from the outer perimeter. Stand down. Friendly patrol. No one believes it. A flare arcs upward, painting the camp in red light. In that moment, Anna understands. This is not an escape attempt from inside. This is something coming in. The guards don't know it yet. Miller doesn't either. But Anna does, because she has heard that voice before years ago. Through headphones and static. During late-night monitoring shifts. German. Controlled. Trained. Abwehr. She takes a step forward without thinking. Sergeant, she calls, louder than she should. They will test the fence. Then the gate. Not the women. Miller turns on her, rain streaming off his helmet. Get back in line. They want confusion. Anna says, fast now. If someone fires. A shot cracks the night. Not from the towers. From the dark outside the wire. The bullet slams into a wooden post, splintering it inches from an American guard's head. He drops instinctively. Another guard screams an order. Fingers tighten. The machine gun begins to lower. Miller swears and throws himself forward, arm outstretched. Hold fire. For a heartbeat. No one moves. Then a second shot rings out. Closer. Anna realizes with cold certainty that if the guards open up, the women will be caught in the crossfire. Uniforms do not protect against tracer rounds. She breaks rank. Hands up, she steps into the light, rain soaking her through. Mud pulls at her boots. "Stop," she shouts in English. Then, without waiting for permission, switches to German. "You are too late," she calls into the darkness. "There is nothing here for you." Silence answers her. Miller stares at her, stunned. Guards shout her name, her number, order her back. But beyond the fence, something moves, and whoever came to Camp Huntsville tonight has not finished speaking. The rain slows to a steady fall, heavy drops striking mud and steel like a ticking clock. Anna stands frozen in the open, hands still raised. Her German words hang in the air beyond the fence. No answer comes, no shout, no return fire. Only the low hum of the camp generator struggling to stay alive. Miller moves first. He steps in front of her, close enough that she can smell wet wool and gun all on his uniform. "Get back," he mutters, not unkindly. Now. She obeys this time. One step, then another. The line of women closes around her like a wall. From the outer darkness, a shadow shifts near the fence post struck by the bullet. The guards tense again, but Miller lifts his arm sharply. "Cease fire," he orders. All towers hold. Second stretch. Rainwater runs down faces, rifles, nerves. Then the sound everyone has been waiting for arrives, not gunfire, but retreat. Footsteps in mud. A snapped branch. Something metal dragged away. The perimeter holds. When dawn comes, pale and exhausted, the camp looks shaken but intact. The fence damage is minor. One spent casing is found beyond the wire, 9mm Parabellum, German issue. Miller stares at it in his palm. This was no accident, no drunk Texan, no wandering animal. An enemy reached this place. The women are ordered back inside. Guards double. Machine guns stay manned long after the rain stops. Anna is taken aside, not arrested, not accused, simply isolated in the supply office, under watch. The commander wants answers, and he wants them clean. Miller is told to sit in. "Why did you speak to them?" the commander asks. Anna does not hesitate. "Because they were not here for us," she says. "They were here to observe, to confirm." "Confirm what?" "That German prisoners are held here, women included, and that the camp can be approached." Silence fills the room. "You recognize the voice," Miller says quietly. "Yes." "From before?" "Yes." The commander exhales slowly. "Abwehr?" "Most likely," Anna answers. "Not rescue. Reconnaissance. They would not risk extraction here." Miller studies her. "And how do you know so much?" She meets his gaze. "Because I listened when others only heard noise." The commander dismisses them both after a long moment. "No thanks, no apology. Just a warning, this incident will not leave this room." Outside, Miller walks beside her again. The camp feels different now. Smaller. Exposed. "You may have saved lives," he says. "That was not my intention," Anna replies. "I only prevented waste." He almost smiles at that. By evening, the women hear rumors, guards talking too loudly, officers whispering too quietly. Something has changed. The camp that felt distant from war has been touched by it. Anna sits on her bunk, staring at her damp boots. She knows now that captivity does not mean irrelevance. Even here, even like this, the war reaches for them. And next time, it may not stop at observation. Security tightens overnight. New coils of barbed wire arrive at dawn. Additional sentries from a nearby training unit fill the towers. Young and jumpy, fingers resting too close to triggers. The camp breathes differently now, shallow, alert, waiting. The women feel it immediately. Work details resume, but under heavier guard. Conversations are cut short. Orders are sharper. Smiles are gone. What happened in the rain is not discussed, but it hangs over every movement. Anna is reassigned to laundry duty. Steam fills the long wooden building, heavy and wet, turning voices into echoes. The women scrub uniforms in silence, sleeves rolled, hands red from soap and heat. This work is safer for the camp, farther from maps and radios. But danger does not always come from distance. Midday, a guard collapses near the doorway. At first, everyone freezes, trained to expect punishment for disorder. Then another guard shouts for help. The man on the floor is barely breathing, face gray, eyes unfocused. Heat exhaustion. Miller rushes in with a medic. Water is brought. Anna watches, calculating. The medic struggles to lift the guard's head alone. Without waiting, Anna steps forward, kneeling in the wet sawdust. She supports the guard's shoulders, steady, practiced. She knows the drill: cooling, positioning, patience. The medic nods once, approval without words. When the guard is carried out, the room is silent again. But something has shifted. That evening, Miller finds Anna near the fence line during a controlled walk period. The sun hangs low, painting the camp gold, almost peaceful. "You didn't have to do that," he says. "He is not my enemy," she replies. "He is hot." Miller exhales through his nose. "You have a way of simplifying things. In war, Everything complicated gets people killed. He studies her profile, the calm face, the eyes always measuring distance and consequence. Command wants to move some of you, he says quietly. Another camp, farther north. Anna stiffens. Separation means uncertainty. New guards, new rules, less familiarity. When? Soon. A shout cuts them off. From the far end of the women's compound, a guard argues with one of the prisoners, Greta Hoffman. She is panicking, speaking too fast, hands shaking. Something is wrong. They arrive as Greta sinks to the ground, hyperventilating, eyes wide with terror. I heard them, she gasps in German. Last night, outside again. The guards exchange looks. No one wants another alarm. Miller kneels. What did you hear? Voices. Greta whispers. Not English. Waiting. Anna feels a chill despite the heat, because Greta is not lying. Anna heard it too faint, distant, carried by wind just before dawn. Careful footsteps. Patience. Not an attack. Preparation. She meets Miller's eyes and gives a small, almost imperceptible shake of her head. Not yet. Whatever is coming is not finished measuring this place. And if the women are moved now, they may walk straight into it. The transfer order arrives at dawn. 2 trucks. Canvas covered. Engines idling by the gate. Names read aloud from a clipboard. 12 women selected, including Anna Vogel. No explanation given. The women pack in silence. Personal items are few. A photograph folded thin. A spare pair of socks. Anna's hands move automatically, but her mind races. Movement now is dangerous. Movement without information is worse. Miller watches from the yard, jaw tight. When Anna steps into line, he breaks protocol and approaches the commander. Low voices, sharp phrases, a pause too long for comfort. Finally, Miller turns back to her. You'll be in the first truck, he says. Sit on the left side. Why? Anna asks. So you can see, he replies. The gates open. The trucks roll out onto the narrow road cutting through pine trees and red earth. Guards ride with rifles angled outward. The morning is quiet to quiet. 5 minutes in, Anna notices it. Tire tracks, fresh, off the road, parallel, careful not to sink into soft ground. Military discipline in the spacing. She leans forward. Sergeant, she calls softly. Miller meets her eyes. He has seen it too. The lead truck slows. That is when the wire snaps across the road. Barely visible until it strikes, slashing across the windshield of the first truck. Spider webbing glass. The driver brakes hard. Shouts erupt. Guards swing rifles outward. From the trees, shapes move. Not charging. Observing. 2 men. Then 3. German uniforms without insignia. Weapons low, not raised. Confidence in restraint. One steps forward just enough to be seen. Underhelfer and Vogel, he calls calmly, in perfect German. You have caused inconvenience. Anna stands in the truck bed, heart pounding. Rain-soaked night memories flooding back. She understands now. Huntsville was confirmation. This is contact. Miller raises his rifle. Drop it, he shouts. The man smiles faintly. We are not here to fight, he says in English. Only to speak. Anna raises a hand, not in surrender, but command. They will leave, she says to Miller, without turning. If no one fires, how can you know? Because they already have what they came for, she answers. And they do not want bodies. They want silence. A long second passes. Then the men step back slowly, deliberately melting into the trees. No shots fired. No pursuit. The wires cut away. The trucks reverse. Back inside Camp Huntsville. The gates closed like a held breath finally released. The transfer is cancelled. No report is written. Officially, nothing happened. That evening, Miller pours tea in the supply office. Strong. Dark. To proper silence, he says quietly. Anna takes the cup, steady now, and to knowing when to speak. Beyond the wire, the war continues its long collapse. Inside, 43 German women remain prisoners. Alive.